My Stone Radio. You listen to my daddy.
What's good, my listeners? You tuning in to Mind Stone Radio with your voice of logic and reason, Conscience Prep. Coming at you today with Memoirs of a Quadriplegic. So, I haven't been online for some time, but trust and believe, Mind Stone Radio, there is consistency, there is longevity, and we will continue to remain strong with our topics and our videos of our segments. There's a future in this, and it's solely to help, to inspire, and to guide and to wake up the Black community and everyone else, all supporters, all 12 tribes, and anyone else that is interested in listening to Mindstone that's a true supporter, and their trust and belief is greatly appreciated. But yeah, it's Memoirs of a Quadriplegic, man. Basically where I just talk about, things that are concerning my condition. It's like a journal. So I'm just giving you a verbal journal. So like I said, I haven't been online for some time. It's just been a lot going on. I go to school, and the last few weeks, man, I just had to prepare for finals. I had a lot of serious assignments that need to be handled, group assignments, and just a whole lot of reading and a whole lot of writing and a whole lot of preparation for certain projects for, one of my classes or two. So I was real focused, and the outcome was pretty well, very thankful. So on to the next semester. But also with that, I have to deal with a lot of medical issues, and a lot of the medical issues that sometimes they require me to go to the ER, or it can be an emergency, and it's been kind of frequent lately, and it'll start from something small. Quadriplegics, I don't know if you know, but being paralyzed, a lot of us are unable to, use the restroom ourselves. So, with that being said, you might either have a tube or you might have some type of assistance. And me, I have a tube, and this tube is called a suprapubic catheter, and it goes inside of my bladder through the pubic area. So, it's a little tube that goes in and, catches the urine and goes into a bag. I keep, alongside my chair or whatever, it comes with me. But the fact of the matter is, if I'm not constantly drinking enough water, there are pushing out enough fluids, there will be some type of sediment that builds, like calcium, particles that build, and they'll accumulate, and they'll basically, kind of like almost like cholesterol, and sometimes they can clog the catheter. They can clog it at the source, right below the incision. So say for example, if my wife does irrigation, she'll, irrigation is when we flush it, we push in, we push in, the water, the sulfide water, and which is basically like salt in the water. We push that in, she pushes it in, and before we pull it out, we'll kind of just break down the tube, and what I mean by that is you squeeze on the tube and kind of just make sure you're breaking off anything on the lining of the tube in the inside, because it gets on the lining it gets on the inside. So you want to break down as much as you can to clear the passage so that it doesn't continue to build and blocks it completely. But unfortunately, below the surface, we can't get there. So, that part, it might build up and it might block the hole where the urine comes to. And, and there we have, reactions that come after. And I'll explain those reactions. So, that what happens, when she pulls the water, pulls out the liquid, pulls out the water, from doing the irrigation, you'll see all the particles, and we'll do it once, maybe 2 more times, and make sure it's clear, and then we're good. So sometimes this also causes an infection. So based on the accumulation, you might get some bacteria, some type of virus or something might pop up, and you'll acquire a urinary tract infection. And that's what I've been running into. And I've had them so many times since the accident. They tell you when you have a foreign object going inside your body, you get a lot of accumulation, it's open sore, so it kind of comes with the territory as a quadriplegic. The most you can do is try to take, probiotics or, certain type of medications that can help you to not get an infection, but you have to do things like, drink pure cranberry juice, drink a lot of water, keep your bladder flushed, irrigate as much as you can, and these things will help you from getting a UTI. And sometimes it's not that easy to do everything, especially when it's just you. And, like, for example, it's just my wife. Like my wife takes care of everything completely, like with really no assistance, except my daughter. So, she does everything on her own. And it's just like, sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes it can be real strenuous. And people don't understand that. She goes through a lot, with our daughter, being 4 years old, which she turns 5 real soon. It's like, okay, you got little Kaylee running around doing everything. My daughter's real active. The energy is off the scale. She's active. She can be sneaky sometimes. She likes to, play around and, test you every once in a while. So, a lot of energy goes into her, and, she puts out 3 times as much energy back into us. And it's like, okay, hold on, you need to go to sleep, because mom has to do this or whatever's necessary, or mom needs her time, and space. And the crazy thing about it, I'm actually doing this segment from the hospital, so I might as well just put that out there, because she might get a lot of background noise. They might even walk in and just start talking to me. So I don't really like that, because you gotta kind of just let them know, like, hey, I'm on the phone. But anyway, I'm in the hospital based on that reason, and I was here last week for the same reason. Last week was a strong emergency. Like, it was crazy. Like, I thought it was actually one of the last days of school, except it was on a Monday, and that Wednesday I had another final to attend to at school, and I couldn't make that final because I was in the hospital. But on that Monday, I went to school, did my 2 finals, did good for both classes, and by the time I got home, I couldn't even get off the van, off the wheelchair ramp. I was so lethargic, and, the heat kind of triggered it. It was like almost a heat stroke, and, messing with my breathing, because, our diaphragms are different. So, it's like we can breathe and, try our best to open our lungs up, but it's just a little bit different, because we don't really utilize those muscles, but it comes with training. You just have to consistently do it. If you're trying to work on that muscle to where your breathing is just as good as any other athlete or, track star or whatnot, but it's a long time coming. So, like I was saying, last week, the first time when I went to the hospital, when I got off the van, and it stresses my wife out. It's all love. It's stress out of love and it's stress out of concern, and care, but she will get frustrated, and kind of vent with a little anger, you know what I'm saying? But it was more so based off of an assumption that I was maybe overly intoxicated or something like that, because I was saying like weird things, because I was so lethargic and out of it. And when it starts getting to your head, when you're infected, you're going into a stage of sepsis, but I wasn't getting there yet, but I was going into a real lethargic stage and, it was hard to respond. I just wanted to rest. My body was in pain because I was in weird positions. I couldn't move. I was leaning, me and her, the vibe wasn't right. So, she thought, she just thought it was some BS, oh, are you, overly intoxicated, or why are you saying this? Like, I'm gonna tell you what I said. Like, for example, I just left school, been at school all day. She's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm drunk. So I'm like, drunk? Like, what are you doing at school drunk? She's like, when, where? Like, what the hell are you talking about? So, I didn't drink anything, so I don't even know why I responded that way. Sometimes you just say weird stuff. So, when I got out the van, I told her I said, I can't do nothing. I need help, and that kind of just added a little more stress to it. So, long story short, she took me inside the house. She had to wheel the chair, move it, take me in the house, complaining here, bickering here, and there. But it's all love. She took me inside the house, got me in the ramp, put me in bed. But while I was in bed, she noticed that I wasn't really responding, and it was a whole lot. Like, I couldn't even recall a lot of things that she was saying or asking me, or, I can tell, like, I must have passed out and she'll whack the bed, like, Kenneth, get up, respond, I'm asking you questions, So she's getting more frustrated because I'm not responding. And then I kind of heard her scream, like, I called 911, you're going to the hospital. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm out of it. I couldn't keep my eyes open. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. I was weak. I wanted to rest, but, it was like, I don't know, it would have got worse. So, they came. I was unresponsive. She had an encounter with the police. It was just like a whole crazy event that day. You know how the police are, man. Sometimes they be ready to shoot you, and it's crazy. They were ready to come in and tackle her and, to see what the problem was, Oh, we got a call here. We want to do something to you, But, oh, your husband's on the bed, passed out, Did you kill him? Let's get ready and put her down, Like, man, I don't even like to think about that type of stuff, but I can only imagine, what would have went through my head just seeing the scenario. Like, she called y'all, right? She called the EMT, but sometimes people make it difficult. We always get attacked. Black people always get attacked, man, spiritually attacked. The Hebrew Israelites, we Israelites, daughters of Zion, we the chosen ones, a lot of people can't accept that. So, it's a lot that's going on. So, we always going, every day my wife is spiritually attacked. Every day I'm spiritually attacked. We have to fight off demons all the time. We have to rebuke people. We have to constantly pray. We put our Bibles on, on audio and try to listen to it and get in good health and spirit to try to be in a good mindset. Spiritual attacks, they keep coming. And they're going to keep coming just based on the direction and the direction that we're headed and the type of people that we are and are trying to stay, remain to be. So it was just crazy what she had to go through just to get her husband to the hospital. So, when they seen that it was nothing going on, they were like, oh, this is what she's telling me. They were like, oh, yeah, he's really sick. Yeah, get up out of here. You don't need no escorts. You don't need nothing, But I got to the hospital, man. I was out of it. in and out, waking up here and there, trying my best to answering questions. Wasn't saying nothing but a whole lot of gibberish and nonsense. So, I had to stay, pretty much 2-3 days. Had an infection. It was the same situation. And I believe around that time, I'm not sure if they took out the catheter. I think I was just reacting off an infection. So, I stayed. And now, again, a week later, I'm back at the same hospital. Pretty much the same unit, went through much of the same thing again. But this time, the catheter was clogged. Like I said, it had got clogged, a little sediment clogged it, and we went to the hospital, got it changed out, 2 a.m. And this thing about it, like I said, Memoirs of a Quadriplegic. She literally can have her own segment on Memoirs because she experiences a lot secondhand, firsthand herself, her perspective. Yeah, he woke me up at 2 a.m., right before 11, we noticed everything, he asked what to do, he said he wanted to wait till the morning. You understand, she has a side to where she can say her side, and it's like, damn, you really go through it. People, and she feels like a lot of people don't understand her story, but, I have to let her know, hey, the platform's there. Let everybody know how you feel. I'm writing a book about it called Memoirs, and I'm gonna put everything out there, just as far as what I go through, what I've been through in the hospitals, the support that I have, the support that I do not have, who stayed, who didn't, and, everything about her, because she's through all the ups and downs, through the bullshit and the drama, she still remains strong. The average female will cut loose, but, she had to wake up, man. I tried to wait, but, I noticed, she said it wasn't draining like that, I said, let me drink a couple bottles of water. Hopefully I can push it out, because sometimes it works. It'll push whatever's in the tube out. So, as soon as she went to bed, about an hour or so in, I started sweating real bad, and I already knew what was going on. Then the migraine started kicking in, and those are all symptoms of autonomic dysreflexia, which I've explained to you before is signs that we as quadriplegics get is messages telling our body to let us know that, hey, you're in pain, something is going on, you need to find out where the source of it is. I could be sitting on a thumbtack, and it's not going to stop until that thumbtack has been removed. You understand? So, my bladder was getting full. It was getting full. It didn't drain yet. It was getting full and it was starting to hurt. So my body reacted off that. Cold sweats, which I was cold as all outdoors, but I was sweating like I was in the shower, and I was starting to get a migraine that was getting very, very serious, and I was lethargic. I was getting tired, and it would not stop until they removed the catheter. So, I had told her, hey, kind of woke her up, hey, babe, I think we need to just check real quick, try to get her to break the tube down and see what happens. There was no drain, so she said, we can go to the hospital, it's no worry. So we went to the same hospital that I went to, which is out here, the one that I went to in the ER last week, and, told them what was going on. They said they had the catheter. We came in, they changed it out, gave me some time to recover. When they put me in my chair and discharged me, I didn't make it past the nurse's station. I turned out the room. I felt it a little tired. I was just let me sit back because she was ready to go. So, I was trying to rush up out there with her, catch up all right, cool, let's get to the van and go so we can go to bed. We was tired. It's 2-3 a.m. in the morning. We was tired as dogs. You know what I'm saying? So, when I had turned out the room, man, she was at the nurse station, waiting, saying bye to everybody, talking about last week and everything. And, I sat back and I had to recline my chair. And next thing you know, I just I woke up with them putting me back in bed. And she told me like, yeah, you stop responding and your eyes are wide open. So I can't win that battle. And it's crazy because I had thought about it. I said, when it comes to death, a lot of y'all can't win that battle. If it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? You're not cheating it yourself. If it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. Just me passing out like that was a show of you don't have no choice. If you trying to wake up, you're not gonna wake up, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So, by the grace of God, all praises be to the Most High. I appreciate that. That I was allowed to even wake up and still be here, and just get taken care of, So they strapped me up, the heart monitor, IVs, got me some fluids and, some medications in my system and, calm my body down. And, they admitted me. And I'm still here waiting, for cultures and results and, to determine what type of medication they're going to have to give me. But so far, I'm so good. So far, so good. I'm all right. I feel good. I feel stronger. I'm ready to go home, but yeah, those are the memoirs of a quadriplegic, dealing with urinary tract infections and some of the medical issues that happens, that we go through, and that's just me telling the story of it. Like I said, my wife, I wish she can get online and just go into it and let y'all know, what she goes through, because her being told from her is so much more different than me telling it. You can understand the emotion. I want the women to understand. I want the men to understand, to value what they have, who they have, because you might have one that's like that. You might not. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's hard to tell, but some women are obvious in a way to where you can tell, by the way they carry themselves, they're solid. She's been there since day one, since we met. Never let go, Sometimes it's crazy to me because I'm just keep it real. We guys, you feel like you're not worth it. Guys do dumb stuff. Guys tend to look the other way. Guys tend to be more enticed. Girls often, they can hide it, or, they got ways or where they're stronger than men. They're just like, nah, boo at home, nah, husband at home, but guys, we tend to be, just reckless, guys do dumb stuff. Yeah, you got guys out there can say, make it sound good, get on social media. Yeah, well, I don't and all this, and no doubt, bro, I feel you, but, just logically, it's just people are humans. People react a certain way. Women do too, but, women are stronger than men when it comes to that area, But as far as if she was in my condition, I wouldn't walk away. I wouldn't walk away either, though. I wouldn't walk away either. I would genuinely be hurt, but I'll be there for this girl. I'll do everything I can to make sure she's grade A, okay, just like she's doing for me. She takes great care of me and make sure I'm grade A, okay. I can't see no one else doing it. And sometimes I take people for granted. I discredit a lot of females for that. I don't feel like they'll do it, when reality sets in of what you're dealing with. I'll be wanting to tell people, do you understand what you would go through? Can you wake up every day? You can extract the fecal matter from your man every day, same time, or skip a day every other day. Could you do that? Could you turn your man on the side by yourself? Most men are bigger than the female, but my wife, she got a little stronger, but, she moves me around, and sometimes it's hard, especially dealing with these spasms. So she got challenges just by trying to get me dressed. It's always a challenge because, my legs are fighting her back, especially my legs, and they're real strong. They're kicking, they're straining, they're stretching out, and she's trying to do something small, like put my socks on, put my boxers on to get me dressed. That's a challenge. It's dang, why it can't just be easy? Why his legs can't just be I'm gonna say livid, lucid, uh, relaxed, so that she's able to just be easy for her. Why does it have to be, tight, and why does it have to kick back? Same thing with trying to do the bowel program, extracting the fecal matter, taking his crap. The number 2, because you're going to have to help him. Unless you're going to just let him make a mess and, clean it up after. But, she goes in every day faithfully, gets it out, like easy as 1, 2, 3, and cleans me up. But it's a lot of women that are, kind of prissy and, they don't have that in them. They don't have that type of energy. They not hands-on. They may speak like it. They might be hands-on for certain jobs. But when it get real, it's like, would you do that? Can you do that every day for your dude? Brush his teeth every day, clean his nose. She don't like that. She don't like cleaning my nose. She don't like messing with my boogers. I'm going to just keep it real. She hates that part, but my daughter will do it. My daughter will grab a tissue and do it, My wife does it too, but she said, I'll do the crap, but, them boogers, you let your daughter do that. So, it's cool. But, a lot of these things every day. Would you shave your man's face every day? Would you make sure he look good, presentable? For you and for him. But more so for him, making sure I look good just so that I can be in good spirits. What you want to wear today? What you want to eat today? Now I could sit here and speak like I had a world in my hands. Yeah, I'm blessed. But, like it all comes at the work of another person. Yes, my wife, to death do us part, all the good things, they say. But my point is, with that, it's like it's all at the expense of her labor. You know what I'm saying? She need her time. She need to relax. She need to be able to do things that she want to do. And, I'm trying to acquire a nurse for that. I've been calling agencies, man, and I can tell you, being a minority is not easy. White privilege, people with good insurance, and you dealing with Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal can put you in some of the complicated positions. We got government benefits and waiver programs that help to provide, the services that I'm looking for to have for my wife. But, overall in all, it's not that easy. Like I got a packet with 10 pages of agencies, and out of the first 4 pages, I might have got in contact with three for sure that said they're going to work something out and we can provide that. And, by the grace of God, he'll see that through, and hopefully I can hear something in the next few days, but understand it's not easy, She got to have a life too, man, but, God's going to give her that. I know that. We've been blessed. All praise to the Most High. I want y'all to know to count y'all blessings, man. Be thankful. We all got to get better. We all got to do better. But for the most part, you got to put your faith in the Most High. Know that there is a Creator. Know that there is a God. There is one God, one true God who created everything on heaven as it is in earth. Know that Yeshua, Christ, is real. We're not going to have that debate. We're not going to have that argument. To each his own. But my faith stands strong. So if your faith stands strong, you already know what's up. We on the same page. He coming back to condemn, and he coming back to reward the righteous. And I'm redeeming myself. I'm repenting every day. Following my purpose. Trying to speak to the young. Trying to bring positive influence. Trying to be a good father. Trying to be a good husband. Trying to do it all. It's not easy. I was never a saint. But God has always been over me. That's why I know it's real. So trust and believe. You'll see when that testimony comes out. Yeah, Memoirs of a Quadriplegic. Mindstone Radio. Conscience Prep checking out. Y'all take care.
You better think about it.